Yo, yeah, I'm just doing a little follow-up video to my last one. So, basically what we do, 100% delirious with divination cards. No chisels, no alchemy, no reason to. Gonna do one Abyss Scarab, one Multitude, two Mania, and a Beyond Scarab of the Invasion. Now, I'm using my Delhi Maps tree, which there's a lot of different ways you can do this. My goal is just to get to 16 rewards and then kill the boss, so that way I get +1, counts it up to 17. With this, if you alchemy your map, get some pack size, and put Abyss on the map device, you can get it up to 20 reward tiers. But the extra time it takes, I think you actually end up getting less profit per hour. So let's do Exarch, let's do Delhi maps. I'm going to put a link in the description to the Atlas tree, of course. And yeah, I only need to do one example map for this. We're actually not going to do a whole 20 set run because it's literally the same every single time. We're going to get the same amount of stack decks. So as you can see, every time it ticks up the reward counter, five stacked decks drop. So yeah, I think we'll get like 85. Is that right? 17 times 5's 85, something like that. Sounds right. And the good thing is that stacked decks are like 80 to 1 divine, maybe 82 to 1 divine. I mean, the price has been fluctuating a little bit, but it's been like 2 weeks now. They've been pretty rock steady, man. The breaches, so I mean, I kind of formulated this so that even if you don't do the breach, you can still get that 17 mark. Just because if it is a fortress breach, then obviously that doesn't count toward your delirium. I've noticed as well the delirium encounters, the actual delirium mirrors. If you enter your fortress, it doesn't do you any good. I should probably be using Headhunter for this. I do have my Headhunter, but I got a Mageblood, so I've been rocking Mageblood. Um, Definitely Headhunter would probably be better for this, just because you do get so many rare monster kills. Oh, I'm also in Sand Stance for some reason, so I'm nerfing my DPS, don't mind me. Lots of Beyond spawns. I kind of formulated the Atlas because I was aiming to do this with normal maps just to make this as easy as possible. But obviously, then you're not getting any pack size on your maps, so I need to load the map up with as many enemies as possible. That's why I've got the Harbinger on there. Combos well with the Beyond. Obviously, Beyond has a lot more extra enemies. And Abyss, the old king, of course, was old school Breach. Definitely the most amount of enemies you can get in your map by far, but that's a thing of the past now, right? So we got to look forward. And speaking of Abyss, here is the Abyss. And again, I'm only going to do one example map because it's literally the same. There's no point in me repeating what we already know here. We're going to get this up to 16. And then at that point, just ignore everything and go kill the boss. Like I said, you can get it up to like 19 or 20. But the extra time it takes just, I don't think, really warrants the little bit of extra profit you get for the time. Yeah, I should have definitely used my Headhunter for this, just because, you know, my build's pretty basic build, to be honest. If my build can do it, I'm sure your build can do it. I did not do any kind of like super giga meta strat. This league has been more of experimenting and just kind of having fun. I've, you know, followed build guides for years. I've made my own builds as well. This is one such case. I actually primarily made this build to alleviate some RSI I was having. I was having some pretty bad wrist pain. And Cyclone, you know, you just hold down the button and just kind of cruise, spin to win. Not a lot of clicking involved, which is good for me because, you know, I don't want to ruin my wrist health so to say. Anyway, we're at 16. See if I can clear these guys out here. Get these stacked decks. Get this shrine. I did randomly get another Abyss. Like I said, you could get this up to 20, maybe 19. But yeah, we're just going to kill the boss and dip. Cash out. Get to the next map. I think it's a lot better profit per hour that way. So, cool. Let's see just how many we got. Did we get enough for a Divine Orb? Let's say I have stacked decks. Divine Orbs. Let's see. So I got 85. Looks like I can get away with about 83 to 1. So I'll just let that sit for a minute. It'll go through eventually. But yeah, as you can see, we ran a map. We got a Divine Orb. You just repeat this and you get a Divine every time. Now, of course, if you're buying the Delirium Orbs, it's going to cut into your profit margin. But as we talked about in the last video, you can just go farm your own and make a killing doing it. And then once you get enough Diviner's Delirium Orbs saved up, then you can switch over to this, go make, 20 div. It's pretty clean, I would say. It's pretty clean setup, especially considering it's normal maps. If it proves too difficult anyway, just run 4 and run it at 80% Delirious, because the difference between 80% and 100% Delirious is like, you'll basically double your DPS just by dropping 1 orb. Because when you're 100% Delirious, you do some crazy, like 90% less damage. I don't remember the value, like the actual number, but it's something around there. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to put a link to this down in the description. You could, experiment, you don't have to do exactly the same setup, but definitely you want to take Imagined Pursuits. I think Abyss is very consistent, but, I've got like these random points here for strong boxes. I always fit this in all my Atlas, setups. If I've got 7 points I don't know what to do with, I say, hey, make sure my strong boxes are rare corrupt and make sure they drop double currency. Some maps you don't even get a strong box, but I just can't stand it when I find some normal strong box, like not even worth opening. The Harbingers, maybe you don't even need these. I just think it combos well with Beyond. Beyond, definitely you want Beyond. And I'll put everything you need down in the description. This is kind of a short video. There's no reason for me to drag it out. You run a map, you get a Divine Orb. It's pretty straightforward. Anyway, moving forward, I'm going to be going over some other strategies. I did kind of get burnt out of running this because I ran this, these two, right? So if we look at, well, I've kind of changed the Paranoia setup where I'm doing Maven Witness now instead of Exarch, because it's like kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Might as well. Then I've got my Harvest set up and my Delhi map set up, but I'm getting kind of burnt out on this because I did farm a Headhunter, and then I farmed a Mageblood, and I farmed like everything I need for my entire build. Running Delirium, and I'm kind of tired of my whole world being black and white. So I've moved on, but it's definitely really good. Definitely, especially if you farm your own Diviner's Orbs. Like I said, with the Delirium Orbs, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description. It's absurd how good that strategy is. We quadrupled our investment in 20 maps, so, and that's with like leftover Diviner's Orbs for ourselves, right? I'm not selling those. The Fine Delirium Orbs is a gamble. I said this in the last video, but in my experimentation, it's like you either back-to-back drop Divines and you're like, wow, these are incredible, or you drop a whole lot of bubblegum and like 10 maps in a row, all you get is bubblegum, and then it just feels bad, man.jpg. So whatever the case, yeah, I'm going to call it there. Thanks for being here, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.